She has been called the most dangerous woman alive. Even hardened criminals whisper her name with fear. In a world dominated by men, this one woman built a reputation so violent, so unpredictable, that prison itself could barely contain her. This is not a myth. This is not a rumor. This is the true story of the world's most feared female prisoner. Her name is Maria Lopez. Born in 1971, in a small rural town in Texas, she grew up in a world of poverty, abuse, and survival. From the very beginning, her childhood was shaped by violence. Her father was an alcoholic who beat her mother, and her mother eventually abandoned the family altogether, leaving Maria to fend for herself. By the age of 12, she was already running the streets, known for her uncontrollable temper. Teachers described her as wild. Neighbors said she was frightening. Classmates whispered that she enjoyed hurting people. By 16, Maria had been arrested for armed robbery. The police officers who booked her remembered the look in her eyes. Cold, still, almost proud. One detective later said, "It was like she didn't care what we did to her, like nothing scared her." That was her first major crime, but it wouldn't be her last. Just 3 years later, Maria committed her first murder. And this time, the victim was not a stranger. It was her boyfriend. According to investigators, Maria stabbed him more than 30 times after an argument turned violent. The brutality of the crime left even seasoned detectives shaken. One officer described the scene as pure rage, but precise, like she wanted him to suffer. When Maria was caught, she didn't cry. She didn't beg. She didn't even deny it. She smiled. That smile haunted the investigators who questioned her for years. She was sentenced to life in prison. But instead of fading into obscurity behind bars, Maria Lopez began to build a reputation that would make her legendary. Inside prison, most women try to keep their heads down, to stay out of trouble. But Maria was different. She thrived on chaos. Within weeks of her arrival, she had already attacked another inmate. Within months, she had stabbed a guard with a sharpened toothbrush. One correctional officer later said, "We were more afraid of her than she was of us." Even in an environment filled with violence, Maria stood apart. Other inmates feared her because she was unpredictable. She would sit quietly for hours, then explode without warning. Some called her the snake because of the way she would strike when least expected. Word spread quickly through the prison system. Nobody wanted to cross her. And before I take you deeper into Maria's terrifying prison reign, make sure you subscribe to this channel for more true crime stories just like this one. Your support helps us uncover and share these stories with the world. Maria's influence grew so strong that even male prisoners in neighboring blocks spoke about her with unease. One former inmate recalled, "She controlled the women's unit. Nobody questioned her. If you got on her bad side, you wouldn't last long." Psychiatrists were brought in to evaluate her. Many declared her a textbook sociopath. No empathy, no remorse, and a hunger for control. But others saw something different. They saw a woman molded by trauma, a girl abandoned by the system, and transformed into a monster by years of abuse and neglect. The debate has never been settled. Was Maria born dangerous, or was she made that way? Her most infamous moment came in 1998. Maria had been placed in solitary confinement after slashing an inmate during a fight. Somehow, she managed to smuggle a blade into her cell. When guards tried to move her, she lashed out with such fury that it took 6 officers to restrain her. One of them later admitted, "I've dealt with men twice her size. None of them scared me the way she did." Over the years, Maria Lopez's reign of terror continued. She manipulated weaker inmates into carrying out her orders. She attacked guards, threatened wardens, and left a trail of fear wherever she went. Despite being locked away for life, she became more powerful behind bars than she had ever been on the outside. But behind the horror lies a complicated story. Some argue that Maria was more than just a monster. To them, she was a mirror of the system's failures, a broken child who became exactly what her world shaped her to be. Others believe that no amount of trauma can excuse the choices she made, the lives she destroyed, the fear she spread. Today, Maria Lopez is still alive. She remains in a maximum security prison in Texas, isolated from other inmates but still notorious. Her name is spoken in hushed tones by new prisoners. Her file is studied by criminologists and psychologists worldwide, and her story continues to raise the same haunting questions. Was she a product of her environment, or proof that evil can be born? She is feared, she is respected, and she is a reminder that sometimes the most terrifying criminals are not the ones we expect. This is the true story of the world's most feared female prisoner. And if you found this story chilling, make sure you subscribe right now. We share more real-life cases that uncover the darkest corners of human behavior. Don't miss what's coming next.